My beloved child, listen intently to my words, for what I speak is not meant to offer momentary comfort, nor simply to ease your sorrow for an instant, but to open the door for you to step into an entirely new journey where my light drives, away the darkness that once surrounded you. You are my creation, shaped by my own hands, formed in everlasting love, your name inscribed in the book of life before the first light ever touched the earth. Do you know how precious this is? You are not a wandering soul drifting among the crowds, not a fleeting breeze, nor a meaningless fragment lost in the vast universe. You are a precious gem I have carefully placed in the earth, so that at the appointed time light will make you shine brighter than 1,000 stars. And yet, my child, I see your heart weighed down, your soul covered by a heavy mist, not because you lack faith, but because you have allowed bonds that do not come from me to coil quietly around your life. I see it all the times. You forced yourself to smile while your heart was breaking the moments you tried to convince yourself that the relationship still had hope, that the other person would change, that if you only loved enough and endured long enough, your love would melt the ice within them. But this is not how I designed love. True love is never a chain nor a draining force. It does not cause you to doubt yourself, to shrink smaller, or to live in constant anxiety. You can feel this clearly, can't you? That pang in your heart after every harsh word, that emptiness following each conversation, that heavy weight draining your energy, even at the thought of them. Peace cannot survive in such an atmosphere, and I am the God of peace. I never sow unrest into your soul. I did not create you to be a victim of chaos. I created you to live in clarity and joy, and in a love that liberates, not a love that imprisons. There are attachments that look like love, but are really vines that cling and drain every drop of life from your soul. That person, though made in my image, is no longer walking the path I have set for you. You and they have reached a crossroads, yet you still cling tightly, persuading yourself that your faithfulness can pull them back. Hear me. Faithfulness does not mean burying your soul in decay. Forgiveness does not mean allowing yourself to be exploited again and again. Mercy never means turning yourself into a victim for others to trample at will. I know you have tried so hard. You have wept many tears, prayed in the dark of night, and hoped for the daylight would break into this relationship. I have heard it all. I have counted every tear. I have never been silent about your pain. But there are prayers I do not answer in the way you expect, not because I am indifferent, but because I love you too much to let you imprison yourself in such bondage. I did not create you for your heart to be a battlefield of manipulation. I created your heart to be the temple of my spirit. Perhaps you have often blamed yourself, thinking you are not good enough, not patient enough, not loving enough. But my child, true love never demands that you sacrifice yourself to the point of losing who you are. That is not love. It is dependency. You think you are saving them, but in truth it is you who needs to be rescued. And I, your Father, have come to do just that. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 2:9-11. You see, I never designed your life to be flooded with unanswered tears, with bitter words, or with cold indifference. You were destined for a future filled with hope. But how can you step into that hope if you continue holding tightly to hands that pull you away from me? Do not confuse kindness with self-destruction. Do not confuse patience with enduring toxicity. Do not confuse love with manipulation. You were not created to be a mirror reflecting another's insecurity. You were created to reflect my glory. The light within you cannot remain hidden beneath the shadows you allow near you. Remember, the enemy cannot extinguish that light by itself, but it will try to use others to drain you until you hide your own radiance from within. My beloved child, I know you fear separation. I know you tremble at the emptiness that will appear when you let go. You have grown so used to their presence that you imagine if they leave you will lose a part of yourself. But my child, you do not belong to them. You belong to me. Your heart belongs first to me, and no one has the right to hold it outside of my will. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:2-3. I have spoken, and my words still stand. The truth is, sweet memories will come back to deceive you, painting a picture more pleasant than reality. But I am the God of truth. I remind you that love never makes you doubt your worth, never makes you small so that someone else can feel bigger. True love uplifts, protects, and nourishes. False love drains, oppresses, and pulls you away from yourself. My child, this is not abandonment but obedience. When I call you to step out, it is not to cast you into a void but to lead you into a larger place. Just as Abraham left his homeland to step into the land I had promised, you too are called to leave the familiar, to step into something far greater. Yes, you will cry. Yes, you will miss them. Yes, there will be nights you feel the ache of emptiness. But I am there in that very emptiness. I fill it with my presence. And you will see that what you lose in them, you will find in me, richer, eternal, deeper. Do not forget that your strength does not lie in clinging, but in letting go. True strength does not come from enduring useless suffering, but from choosing to walk in freedom, even while your heart is bleeding. You may think you are weak, but I declare, my power is made perfect in your weakness. 2 Corinthians 1:2-9. Trust that I never take anything from you without giving something better. You have prayed for peace, for joy, for clarity, and I long to give all of these to you. But first, you must make room. You must release your grip. You must let me close this door so that I can open another. Do not be afraid, my beloved child. I am the one who will never leave you. Others may turn their backs, but I remain. Others may fall silent, but I still whisper. Others may grow cold, but I always hold you close. You are not alone, have never been alone, and will never be alone. My beloved child, now I desire to open your eyes so that you may see more clearly what has been happening around your soul. For there are things you have come to see as normal, but have in fact become invisible chains, slowly draining your life without you realizing it. You have become accustomed to sighing after each conversation, to waiting for a message you know will wound you, to apologizing for mistakes that were never yours. But my child, that is not humility, that is not love, that is not a beautiful sacrifice, that is the weariness of a soul being depleted. I did not create you to live like this. You must discern, you must recognize the signs. This is the gift of discernment I have given you. It is not to make you suspicious of everyone, but to protect your soul and guard the mission I have placed within you. When someone enters your life, listen to your heart. After they leave, is your soul lighter or heavier? Is your spirit brighter or dimmer? Do you feel encouraged, uplifted, drawn closer to me? Or do you feel farther from me, doubting yourself, shrinking inside? Do you still hear my voice clearly, or has their voice drowned? Mine out, this is the sign. You will know them by their fruits. Matthew 7:1-6. There are those who come to lift you, and there are those who come to test you. There are those I send, and there are those who simply come on their own. You need not fear this truth. When I show you their fruit, their attitudes, their words, their ways, I do not want you to grow bitter, but to walk free. You must see with the eyes of my spirit, not with the ache of your loneliness. For loneliness will make you accept anyone who comes close, but my spirit will show you whom to keep and whom to release. I know you still try to explain them, defend them, and find reasons for how they treat you. You tell yourself they are going through hard times, that they do not mean it, that they will change. You think that if you wait long enough, love deeply enough, they will become who you have long hoped for. But my child, you are not their redeemer. You are not their strength. You are not their God. You are called to love in truth, not to love until you lose yourself. My child, I know your heart is kind. I know you fear they will fall if you let go. But I remind you, you are not the pillar holding them up. I alone uphold every soul. If they are destined to change, I will change them, not because you carry them, but because of my power. What you must do now is guard your own temple, protect the heart I have placed within you. Letting go is not hatred. Letting go is not resentment. Letting go is placing that person into my hands, letting me handle what you cannot. Letting go is giving back to me a burden you were never called to carry. You think you are being faithful, but in truth you are being disobedient. Disobedient to my call to lead you out of what harms you. You think you are sacrificing, but in truth you are self-destroying. You think you are loving, but in truth you are fearing. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1. You do not need their approval to be whole. You do not need their love to exist. You do not need their presence to breathe. You have believed the lie that if they leave you, we'll lose everything. But that is not the truth. That is fear. And that fear does not come from me. You were created for freedom, not for chains. You were destined to soar high, not to crawl in the shadows of fear. I know separation will be painful. I know there will be nights you cry, mornings you wake with emptiness. But I also know that in that emptiness I will be present. I will fill it with my peace. I will rebuild your soul, heal the wounds carved deep. You will learn to breathe again, to laugh again, to sleep in peace, and wake in freedom. My beloved child, believe that I do not lead you into pain just to make you suffer. I lead you through pain to bring you to the promise. Like a vine that must be pruned to bear more fruit, your life also requires pruning. Pruning always feels like loss at first, but then it yields abundance. You have asked me to bless you, but you cannot receive blessing while your hands still clutch what is harmful. You must release it to receive the new. You will be surprised to discover that what lies ahead is not a barren desert, but a vast field of opportunity, of healthy connections, of people I have chosen to lift you up. They will speak life into your soul, honor your heart, walk beside you without dominating or diminishing you. Ahead are friendships that no longer feel like burdens, loves that no longer feel like wars. But to reach that place, you must let go of those who keep you in the low places. You cannot fly while holding on to boulders. You cannot rise while still chained by fear. You cannot grow while hidden under the shadow of those who fear the light in you. Remember, I never remove someone from your life to punish you. I clear the way, remove the obstacles to make room for those I have chosen. I am preparing a new season, a new land for you, but you must clear the garden. You must discern not with anger, but with holy clarity. You have prayed for peace, for joy, for purpose, and I am ready to give them to you. But first you must make room. Your heart is too full of noise, of misplaced duties, of misguided loyalties, of toxic ties. There is no room for the sacred while the harmful still reigns. You must do the work of removal. You must clear the garden. My child, my voice always leads you to peace. Even when it is hard, even when it breaks your heart, even when it separates you from what once felt safe, I do not lead you into pain just to make you suffer. I am leading you through pain to bring you to the promise. Ahead of you are people who will speak life into your soul, people who will honor your heart, people who will walk alongside you without needing to dominate or diminish you. Ahead are friendships that no longer feel like burdens. Ahead is love that no longer feels like war. Trust me, my child. You cannot soar while clinging to what drags you down. You cannot walk in freedom while pulling chains behind you. You say you long for joy, for clarity, for love and peace, but you still make space for the voices that destroy those blessings. You still excuse the presence of those who live without honor. You justify behaviors that wound your soul. You minimize the harm because you are afraid to confront it. But I am calling you to truth, to courage, to discernment. You were not created to live in chaos. My spirit is not a spirit of torment. You were created to live in power, in love, and in a sound mind. Anything that continually erodes that clarity, anything that makes you doubt your worth, question your calling, or fear your own voice, that does not come from me. And you are no longer permitted to harbor it. Let them go. I will take care of what you entrust to me. I will protect what you place in my hands. I will heal the wounds. I will provide for what has been lost. Nothing you surrender in my name will fail to be restored in greater measure. But you must trust me. You must trust that I know the hidden things. I know what you do not know. I see the heart while you see only the face. I see the motive while you hear only the words. I see the ending while you are still caught in the middle of the story. My beloved child, I know that your greatest fear is the emptiness that you think will appear when you let go. You are afraid that you will have no one to lean on, that the silence will torment your mind, that memories will surround and squeeze your heart. But I want you to understand this clearly, that emptiness is not a loss but a holy sanctuary I have prepared to dwell in. When you dare to release your grip, you will find my hands ready to take yours. When you step out of the old, you will see the new door opening before you. The pain you feel when leaving a toxic relationship is not a sign of failure, but proof that your soul is awakening. For death itself does not cause pain, it only numbs everything. But when you begin to feel again, when you begin to hurt, that is the moment you are coming back to life. The pain of letting go is the pain of birth. It is like a mother groaning in childbirth. There is blood, there are tears, there is pain. But after that comes new life, new joy, a beginning never known before. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. John 1:6-2:1. You see, the pain you feel now is only a passage, and the joy that follows will be far greater. You often ask yourself, if I let go, who will fill the emptiness? Who will make up for the lost years? My child, I, myself will do that. I am the restorer. I will not only give back what you have lost, but I will multiply it. What the enemy has stolen, I will restore to you. I will not leave you wandering in the wilderness. I will bring you into the promised land, a place flowing with milk and honey. Do not think that letting go equals being alone. No, it is. My invitation for you to draw closer, to hear my voice more clearly, to walk in the plan I have set for you from the very beginning. Your worth does not lie in another's eyes, nor in their approval, nor in the words they speak or do not speak over you. Your worth is defined by me, the one who created you. I have engraved your name upon my hands. I have counted every hair on your head. I gave my only Son to redeem your soul. Why then do you think that a human's love could determine your value? You are not the product of harsh words. You are not the worthless one they once made you believe you were. You are my masterpiece, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139:1-4. I did not place you on this earth to shrink back in fear of abandonment. I placed you here to be a light in the darkness, to bear witness to my love and power. But you cannot shine while others are continually covering your light. You cannot clearly hear my voice when your ears are full of the noise of criticism, contempt, and manipulation. You cannot walk in freedom while your hands still clutch the chains of wrong relationships. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are only small chapters in your book, not the whole story. Some relationships are only lessons, not foundations. Some faces appear for a season, not for the entire journey. Do not turn them into destiny when I only placed them in your life as a temporary path. If you insist on keeping them, you are taking up the space I want to use to send new people those who will love you in truth, honor you with dignity, and walk with you in your sacred calling. Do not fear that you will lack. Do not fear that you will be empty. I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. I fed my people in the wilderness with manna from heaven. I made water spring from the hard rock. I kept their clothes from wearing out and their feet from swelling for 40 years. Do you think I will abandon you? No, my child. I will replenish, I will add, I will fill. But you must trust me enough to let go. You once thought that loyalty meant enduring to the end, but true loyalty is loyalty to my call, not to those who pull you away from me. You once thought that love meant endless forgiveness, but true love also includes the wisdom not to tolerate evil. You once thought that sacrifice meant silently suffering, but true sacrifice is daring to obey me, even when it costs you what you hold dear. Remember that Abraham offered Isaac, not because he hated him, but because he believed I am the one who gives life, and I revealed myself as the provider. In the same way, when you offer this relationship to me, you will see me provide something new, better, purer, and eternal. You do not have to understand everything today. You only need to trust me enough to take the first step. I do not require you to see the whole path. I only ask you to place one foot outside that land of destruction. When you do, you will see me reveal the next step. Light never illuminates the entire path at once. It shines step by step, and each step you take in faith brings you closer to the promise. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. Psalm 119:105. Listen to me one more time. You are not alone. I have never forsaken you, and I never will. Others may leave, but I remain. Others may be silent, but I whisper still. Others may betray, but I am faithful. When you walk through the shadow of separation, I am the light ahead. When you sink into pain, I am the arms holding you. When you tremble in loneliness, I am the whisper of encouragement. I will walk with you every step of the way. And one day you will look back with a peaceful smile, and you will realize I was right. I did not take from you. I rescued you. I did not abandon you. I led you. I did not leave you empty. I made you fuller than ever before. My beloved child, before you ever drew your first breath, I had already appointed a purpose for you. Not one day of your life is random. Not one detail of your journey is meaningless. Every tear you have shed, every smile you have given, every step you have taken, each is part of the sacred symphony I have written for you alone. You were not born to live a fated life. You were not placed on this earth to exist like a shadow. You were called to be a light shining in the darkness, a living testimony that my love and my power are real. You may have heard the lie that you are just another ordinary soul, nothing special, that your voice carries no weight, that your life makes no difference. But my child, that is not the truth. I, the very Creator, breathed my life into your lungs. I wrote your name in my book. I planted within you an eternal seed, a spark reflecting my image. And no one, not the enemy, not those who oppose you, not the voices of contempt, can take that away from you. Why do you feel attacked so fiercely? Because the enemy knows that if you rise in truth, if you break free from the chains that bind you, you will become a living witness, shaking the darkness. That is why it has used people to make you doubt yourself, to confuse your worth, to shrink back in fear. But hear me clearly today, you were created for strength, for love, and for soundness of mind. You are destined to move beyond this pain, to rise from the ashes, to step into the promise I have prepared. Look back at the years gone by. How many times did you want to give up, yet you still stood? How many times did you think your heart would break beyond repair, yet it kept beating, kept loving, kept hoping? Do you know why? Because I have never left you. I have held you up even when you didn't see it. I have kept you even when you felt abandoned. And today I call to you once again, do not let your life be buried in meaningless repetition in the cycle of wrong relationships. You are called for more than this. There is a difference between loyalty to people and loyalty to my call. There are times when loyalty to me means stepping away from those you love, laying down the burdens you've grown used to carrying, releasing what you once thought was safe. This is not betrayal, this is obedience. Remember Abraham, he left his homeland, left his father's house to go to the land I would show him. He did not know the road, he did not know the destination, but he obeyed. And that obedience made him the father of many nations. You too, if you remain in the old land, you will never step into the promised one. My child, clinging to toxic relationships does not just wound you, it distracts you from your sacred purpose. You cannot clearly hear my voice when your mind is filled with worry, your heart with wounds, your soul with opposing voices. I have given you a mission, but you cannot fulfill it while dragging chains. You cannot take flight while carrying stones on your back. Imagine a warrior chosen by me, yet instead of standing on the battlefield, he sits defeated under the weight of people's criticisms, bound by relationships that drain him. He holds the sword. He wears the armor. He has my strength, but he cannot use them because he has believed the wrong voices. My child, that is what is happening to you. You are my warrior, but you have allowed yourself to become a prisoner. Do not let this continue. Rise, step out. I do not call you to go alone in your own strength. I call you to go with me. I am the one who goes before you. I am the one who walks beside you. I am the one who guards you from behind. When you tremble, I will lift you. When you are weary, I will carry you. When you stumble, I will set you on your feet. But you must choose to walk. I will not force you, for my love always comes with freedom. You may stay in the dark or you may step into the light. You may cling to what is killing your soul or you may release it to receive life. I do not bless falsehood. I do not bless what is poisonous. If you keep holding on, I cannot fill you. If you keep clutching, I cannot place the new into your hands. But the moment you dare to lay it down, you will see the miracle. The moment you open your hands, you will realize that mine are already full of blessings. Do not look back with regret. Look forward with hope. Like the Israelites leaving Egypt, they left behind their chains, their years of slavery, the crack of the whip, and before them lay the promised land, a land of freedom. In the same way, you are not meant to live forever in emotional bondage, in fear of abandonment, in twisted relationships. You are meant to live in the freedom of the children of God. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:3-6. This is my promise. Not partial freedom, not false freedom, but true freedom. Freedom to breathe, to love, to live, to walk in your sacred calling. Freedom from the voices that make you doubt yourself. Freedom from shrinking back in fear of judgment. Freedom to lift your head high, knowing you are the child of the King of Kings. Now I invite you to step out. Do not delay. Do not wait for a better tomorrow to obey. Tomorrow never comes unless you decide today. Right now is your moment. Right now is the doorway to freedom. Right now my arms are open waiting for you. My beloved child, I know the struggles within your heart, the inner battles that keep repeating in your mind. On one side, you hear my voice calling you to step out. Yet on the other, another voice whispers, if you let go, you will lose everything. If you leave, you will be empty. If you stop, no one will remain. It is these very whispers that have kept you circling the whirlpool of hurt for so long. But my child, you must discern which voice is mine and which belongs to the enemy. My voice always leads to peace, while his voice sows fear. My voice lifts you up and strengthens you, while his makes you tremble and doubt yourself. My voice draws you toward life, his drags you into exhaustion and spiritual death. The enemy never approaches you with his true face. He borrows the words of those close to you, cloaks himself in love, but inside wields control. He disguises himself as concern, when in truth it is manipulation. He wears the mask of loyalty, but at its core lies bondage. And he knows that as long as he keeps you in doubt and in the fear of abandonment, you will not dare to step forward. You will imprison yourself inside the cell he built. But I declare to you today that prison has no lock, the door stands open, and the key is already in your hand. All you need is the courage to walk out. I have seen how many times you've defended their silence, found excuses for their harsh words, convinced yourself that if you changed just a little more, if you lowered yourself a little more, if you sacrificed more, then things would be different. But you have forgotten that I did not call you to become someone's shadow. I called you to be a reflection of my light. I did not create you to kneel forever before the coldness of people. I created you to lift your head high, knowing you are a child of the Most High. If you remain where you are, I must warn you, you will miss the great opportunities I have prepared for you. Like the Israelites of old, who because of grumbling and fear wandered the wilderness for 40 years, though the promised land lay only days away, so it is with you. If you continue to hesitate to cling to what no longer belongs to you, you will forfeit precious time, and time once lost cannot be recovered. I will still love you, still be with you, but you will endure unnecessary cycles of pain. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you, for I know you have grown so accustomed to endurance that you think it is normal. You believe pain is the price for keeping love. But I ask you, what kind of love makes you doubt your own worth? What kind of love makes you afraid every time you speak? What kind of love makes you shrink back, withdraw, and lose the light within? That is not love. That is bondage. I never created love to be a battlefield. I created it to be a refuge, a place of healing, where two souls lift each other closer to me. If any relationship pulls you away from me, wounds your soul, and extinguishes the dreams I placed within you, it is not a gift from me. And I never require you to hold on to what I did not give. I have heard your prayers. I know how many times you have asked me to change them, but I do not force anyone's will. I can touch, I can call, but they must choose. And if they will not choose, you cannot choose for them. You can only release them and let me deal with them. For when you try to carry the weight yourself, you place yourself in my position. You are not the Redeemer. You cannot carry another's spiritual burden. You can only be faithful in your part to love in truth, to pray, and then to let go. Letting go does not mean failure, but victory. It is the victory of a soul refusing to live in captivity. It is the victory of faith, choosing to trust me rather than fear. It is the victory of love, choosing to love yourself in truth rather than let false love destroy you. My child, when you let go, I will not leave you empty. I will fill you with peace that surpasses all understanding. I will pour my love into you until you realize that human love is only a shadow compared to the fullness in me. I will send new people, those I have chosen companions in your sacred calling, people who will speak life into your soul rather than drain it. You will be astonished to find you have not lost anything at all, but truly you have been saved. Do not fear the darkness of the night, for in the night my light shines brightest. Do not fear the tears that will fall, for every tear is kept in my bottle. Do not fear the lonely nights, for that is when you will hear my voice more clearly than ever. I have never left, and I will never leave. You will not walk alone. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 2:3-4. Do you see? Even as you walk through darkness, you are never alone. My hand is right there, guiding, protecting, lifting you up. Choose today as the day of freedom. Choose today as the day you lift your head, lay down the old burdens, and step into the new thing I have prepared. Do not let this day slip by as just another ordinary day. This is the beginning of a new season, a new journey, a new life. My child, I know your tears. Every sigh, every moment. You sat alone in the dark while your heart felt torn apart. You thought I was silent, that I did not see, but the truth is, I was present in every moment. I was there when you trembled in loneliness. I was there when you clutched your chest to keep your heart from breaking. I was there when you whispered small prayers you thought no one heard. And my child, I heard every single one. I speak to you today, your tears are not in vain. They do not fall to the ground and vanish. Each drop is kept in my bottle. Every whispered prayer echoes in heaven. Every quiet sacrifice is recorded in my book. Therefore believe that no pain will ever be wasted. I turn tears into seeds. I turn pain into foundation. I turn loss into preparation for the new. I know when I call you to let go, you think you will never stand again. You fear that when you release your grip, you will plunge into a bottomless pit. But the truth is that when you let go, it is I who lift you up. You do not fall into nothingness. You fall into my arms. And in my arms you will find healing, comfort, and peace that surpasses all understanding. You once thought that without them, you would not be whole. But I declare to you that you are already complete in me. You once thought that your worth depended on their gaze and their words. But I tell you that your worth has been sealed by the blood of the Lamb. You once thought that if you were abandoned, you would lose everything. But I proclaim to you that I have never abandoned you, and I am all you will ever need. Hear my words, the rejection of men is not my rejection. There are those who do not see the light within you, but I have never stopped loving you. There are those who do not treasure your heart, but I still see you as a precious jewel in my hand. There are those who have walked away, but I have remained. Do not let their leaving make you question my everlasting love for you. I am renewing your soul. I am replacing wounds with glorious scars, testimonies of survival, of strength, of faith. I am removing the voices that confuse you and replacing them with my voice, the voice that encourages, lifts up, and leads. I am exchanging your turmoil for peace, your anxiety for hope, your fear for strength. You will come to see that what you thought was an ending was only a beginning. You are about to enter a new season. In this season, you will no longer bow your head in shame, but lift it high, knowing you are a child of the King of Kings. You will no longer live under the shadow of rejection, but walk in the light of being chosen. You will no longer tremble at the fear of loneliness, but stand firm knowing I am always with you. There is a new door I have opened for you. This door does not lead to chaos, but to clarity. Not to doubt, but to certainty. Not to rejection, but to holy acceptance. You will meet those I have chosen, people who will walk alongside you, not for selfish gain, but for true love. You will find healthy friendships where you are uplifted instead of diminished. You will find true love where you are honored instead of manipulated. You must be willing to cross that threshold. You must dare to lay down in order to receive. You must dare to trust me more than your memories. You must dare to place your trust not in people but in the one who formed you. As you take each step forward, you will see every small step open up a new world. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation 2:1-5. This is not only a promise for the end of days, but a promise for you today. I am renewing your mind. I am renewing your heart. I am renewing your future. And it all begins with the decision to let go. Remember, healing does not happen in a single moment, but in each step you take with me. There will be days when you feel light and days when you feel heavy. There will be nights when you sleep in peace and nights when memories return. But know this, each day, little by little, I am rebuilding. Each crack is being sealed. Each fragment is being restored. Each empty space is being filled. And one day you will look back and see that what once caused you pain has become the testimony of my power. My child, give me the chance to prove that my love for you is stronger than any rejection. Give me the chance to show you that I can restore what you thought was lost forever. Give me the chance to rewrite your story not with the ink of disappointment, but with the fire of hope. You are no longer a prisoner of memories. You are an heir to the promise. You are no longer a victim of abandonment. You are one chosen to live in fullness. You are no longer a trembling child seeking human approval. You are the beloved child of God, and your name is engraved on the palms of His hands. Step into the new season. Let me wipe your tears, heal your wounds, lift you up, and bring you into the promised land. You have wandered long enough. It is time to come home. Home to my arms. Home to the divine plan. Home to true life. My beloved child, once you have the courage to let go at that very moment, a new work of the Spirit begins within you, even if you cannot yet see it. Like a seed planted in the soil, buried dark, unseen, seemingly vanished, life is already being activated. Roots begin to grow downward, shoots begin to press upward, and one day it all breaks through the ground to reach the light. In the same way, when you obey me and release your grip, you think you have lost everything, but in truth you have entered the process of increasing. I see you trembling. I see you asking, am I doing the right thing? Am I foolish for letting go of what once was my whole world? But my child, this is only the natural reaction of a heart long bound by chains. When chains are removed, freedom does not always feel light at first. Sometimes, freedom itself feels overwhelming because you do not yet know how to use your new wings. But I tell you, be patient. Let me teach you how to walk in freedom. When the people of Israel came out of Egypt, they did not immediately become a mighty nation. They carried with them the habits of slavery, their fears, and a dependent mindset. They were confused, they complained, they even wanted to return to bondage simply because they once had bread and meat. Yet I used the wilderness to teach them. I gave them manna to eat, water from the rock, to drink, fire by night, and a cloud by day to guide them. I transformed them from slaves into a people set apart. In the same way, my child, I will use this wilderness season after you let go to teach you how to become truly free. I will teach you how to stand without clinging to another. I will teach you how to hear my voice more clearly than the voices inside your own heart. I will teach you how to love without losing yourself. I will teach you how to discern true love from false bondage. Everything you have just walked through was not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. You may think your heart is too weak, but in truth it is being remade. Like precious metal must pass through fire to have its impurities burned away, you too are passing through fire to become pure. The pain you feel now is the fire removing what does not belong to you. And when the fire is finished, only gold remains radiant, enduring, and valuable. The trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it is tried with fire, may be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearance of Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 1:7. You do not need to rush to prove anything. You do not need to hasten to find a replacement. I want you to learn how to sit still in my presence. Let this silence heal you. Let my love pour into every empty space. Let my voice echo into the deepest corners of your soul. For only when your soul is healed can you walk in true love, no longer driven by the fear of being abandoned. I did not design you to live like a cracked vessel straining to hold together the broken pieces within. I designed you to become a vessel, overflowing with life, pouring out to others. But to do this, you must first allow me to mend you. I will not patch you up temporarily. I will recreate you from the roots. I will not merely heal the surface. I will heal the depths. And when I have finished my work, you will look back at the old wounds as testimonies of my restoring power. I want you to remember that you are no longer defined by who left you. You are no longer defined by who rejected you. You are no longer defined by harsh words. You are no longer defined by wounds. You are defined by me, the one who created you, the one who loves you, the one who chose you from the beginning. You are my beautiful daughter, a prince, a princess, in my court, my very own. This is your true identity. You do not need to strain to prove your worth. You do not need to strive for others' approval. You do not need to run after love. You only need to stop and let me love you. In my love you will find safety. In my love you will find rest. In my love you will find healing. And when you are full of this love, you will no longer accept counterfeit love. Ahead of you lies a new season. You have stepped out of darkness, and though your eyes are not yet accustomed to the light is shining brighter and brighter. You will find yourself smiling again, not a forced smile, but one born of peace. You will find yourself breathing again, not quick, anxious breaths, but deep breaths of freedom. You will find yourself loving again, not loving out of fear, but loving in truth. Look around, and you will begin to notice the small signs I send. A conversation that sparks fresh joy, a quiet moment in prayer, a flicker of hope after days of gloom. These are signs that I am making all things new. Do not despise the small things, for they are the beginnings of greater things. As with a seed sown, you do not see the harvest the next day. But over time, through care, through sunlight and rain, the seed pushes up into a tree, and the tree bears fruit. So also you will not see every change in one day. But step by step, day by day, you will see your soul healed, your mind renewed, your heart filled, and then one day you will look back and hardly recognize yourself, for I will have transformed you into a new creation. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, all things have become new. 2 Corinthians 5:1-7. This is what I am doing in your life. Do not forget you do not walk alone. You do not have to fight in your own strength. You only need to let me lead. You only need each day to place your hand in mine, and I will guide you step by step. The road may be long, but it sure is. The journey may be hard, but it is full of hope. The future may be unclear, but it is safe in my hands. My beloved child, I know that as you step into a new season, your heart is filled with hope, yet still carries hidden fears. For you are not yet accustomed to freedom. You were bound for so long that captivity became familiar. And when the chains fall off, you suddenly ask yourself, what do I do with this freedom? Can I live without what I once knew? Do not be afraid, my child, for I am the one who will teach you step by step. I know the memories will return sometimes, so vivid it feels as if they are alive before your eyes. Sweet moments, beautiful fragments will pass through your mind and shake you, whispering, perhaps I was too harsh. Perhaps they were not that bad. Perhaps I should give them another chance. But my child, you must remember that memories can betray you. They paint a softer picture than reality. Do not let nostalgia blind you. Do not let memories keep you in the cycle of pain. Reality is this: you were drained, manipulated, trampled upon. Reality is this: I have called you out, and when I open a path, no one has the right to pull you back. You may hear other whispers. If you go, you will lose your way. Without them, you will not exist. But my child, that is the voice of lies. Remember that I alone am your source of life. You exist, not because of people, but because of me. The breath in your lungs comes from me, not from anyone else. Your future is held in my hand, not in human hands. Your worth has been sealed in the blood of the Lamb, not in the eyes of the world. The journey of freedom is not always easy. There will be days when you feel strong and full of hope, but there will also be days when you feel weak, longing to return to the old land simply because it is familiar. This does not mean you have failed, my child. It simply means you are learning to walk on new legs. And in those days, remember that I am still beside you. When you are weak, my strength is made perfect. When you stumble, my hand is ready to lift you. When darkness seems thick, my light still burns brightly to guide your way. I have promised you that I will never leave you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 1:3-5. This is not empty speech, but an eternal covenant. Even when you feel alone, even when your eyes cannot see me, I am there like breath, like the stream of life, like a solid rock beneath your feet. And I call you to lean on this presence, not on passing feelings. Train your eyes to see by faith, not only by sight. The natural eye says you are losing, but the eye of faith sees you are being rescued. The natural eye says you are alone, but the eye of faith sees I am nearer than ever. The natural eye sees doors closing, but the eye of faith sees new doors opening. Choose to see through the eye of faith, and you will witness miracles along the way. I do not only want you healed, I want you transformed, not merely freed from pain, but brought into abundant life. You have lived too long merely existing, barely enduring each day. But I have spoken, I have come, that the sheep may have life and have it abundantly. John 1:0-10. What does abundantly mean? It means not just enough, but overflowing. It means not just survival, but strength. It means not just holding on, but pouring out to others. This is the life I want for you. I want you to become a stream of hope for those who are hurting. I want you to be a living witness that healing is real. I want you to tell the story that though you were once wounded, you have been restored. Though you were once rejected, you are now chosen. Though you were once emptied, you are now full. I want your life to become a testimony that my grace is sufficient for all things. You may think I am not ready to testify, not strong enough to be a source for anyone, but I tell you that your very weakness is the place where my power is revealed. When you tell the story of how I delivered you, others will find faith for their own journeys. When you dare to live in the truth that I have transformed you, many hearts will awaken. Do not wait until you feel perfect to walk in your calling. Begin right now from the very wound I have touched. My child, I am enlarging your vision. You are not only called to come out, you are called to enter in, not only to leave behind the old, but to step into the new, not only to live in healing, but to walk in sending. There is work waiting for you. There are souls who need to hear your voice. There are people still bound as you once were, and they are longing for a living testimony that freedom is real, and you are that testimony. Remember that this journey does not end in tears, but in joy. It does not close in ruin, but in restoration. It does not stop in loss, but in abundance. Everything you have walked through will become the foundation for your calling, and I, the Lord your God, will complete the work I have begun. My beloved child, now I want to speak to you about something deeper, your true identity in me. For too long, the voices of people, of fear, of memories, and of rejection have blurred who you are. But I have come to remind and affirm you are not a victim. You are not a weak soul defined by the decisions of others. You are a conqueror in me. You are a child of the Most High, an heir to a sacred inheritance, a bearer of my eternal seal. I chose you before the foundation of the world. You are not the random product of fate. You are my dream taking shape on the earth. When I look at you, I do not see wounds. I see strength. I do not see failure. I see potential. I do not see a shattered soul. I see a flame I am fanning to life. Remember, the light within you is stronger than any darkness that has ever covered you. You must learn to rise in the power I have placed within you, not bowing your head because of the past, but lifting it high because of the future. Not trembling because of memories, but walking firmly because of the promise. Not hiding in fear, but advancing boldly because you know I am with you. Let every lie fall away like dust, and clothe yourself in the armor of truth. You are no longer called by the names people gave you. You are called by the new name I have given you. The freedom you are stepping into is not only for you, but for others who will be touched through your life. You will become a voice of encouragement to wounded souls. You will become a living witness to those who think there is no way out. You will become an outstretched hand lifting others because you know what pain feels like and you also know what redemption feels like. You do not need to wait until every wound disappears to begin walking in your calling. Your very scars will become your testimony. They will tell the story of a God who brought you out of darkness, dried your tears, and restored your joy. Others may doubt, but they cannot deny the reality shining from within you, for you are the living proof that restoration is real. You will see me open new doors. You will step into healthy relationships, connections I myself provide. You will meet people who do not come to take from you, but to build with you. You will hear words that no longer diminish you, but lift you up. You will find true love, not love as a battlefield, but as shelter, companionship, and unity in me. Above all, you must hold your identity firmly. Do not let anyone else define you. Do not let criticism, coldness, or old betrayals make you doubt. Who you are is not decided by them, but by me. I have spoken, you are my son. Today I have begotten you. Psalm 2:7. And that word never changes. A new journey does not mean there will be no trials. There will be wind, there will be storms, there will be hard days. But the difference is this time you will not walk in chains. You will walk in freedom. This time you will not tremble for fear of abandonment, but stand firm knowing I will never leave you. This time you will no longer carry a false burden on your shoulders, but only take up my easy yoke and my light burden. I am gentle and humble in heart. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Matthew 1:1-9:30. This is what I promise you. When you choose to follow me, the burden will no longer crush you. Instead, you will find rest. My child, you have wept long enough, feared long enough, endured long enough. It is time to sing a new song. It is time to experience new joy. It is time to walk in the freedom I purchased with my own blood. Do not look back. Do not mourn what is gone. Do not let the chains of memory hold you one moment longer. I promise you I will not let you walk alone. When you walk through darkness, I am the light. When you pass through the floods, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. Isaiah 4:3-2. Every step you take, I am with you. Every battle I fight for you. Every tear I dry. Every cry I answer. You no longer need to tremble, seeking love from mankind. You have found eternal love in me. You no longer need to prove your worth to anyone. Your worth has been proven at the cross. You no longer need to fear loneliness. I have promised to be with you until the end of the age. Your tomorrow is not defined by the past, but by my promise. Your future is not bound by rejection, but by my eternal choosing. And your life from this day forward will become a new song, the song of one who has been saved, restored, and sent to live in the glory of God. My beloved child, freedom is not only escape from chains, but entrance into consecration. For I did not deliver you to wander aimlessly. I delivered you to place you in a sacred position where you can live fully in the purpose I have planned for you from the beginning. Listen to me, true freedom comes hand in hand with holiness. You cannot step into freedom while still clinging to the old. You cannot sing a new song while still nurturing old habits. You cannot walk on the path I have opened for you while looking back with regret. True freedom means turning your back completely on darkness to step fully into the light. Just as the Israelites could not remain in Egypt and at the same time enter the promised land, they had to leave completely, even though their hearts still longed for the pots of meat they once had. In the same way, you must utterly leave behind all that once imprisoned your soul. My child, the most precious thing you have is your heart. Your heart is the temple I have built. It is the place where I dwell, the place where my voice resounds, the place where my light shines. Therefore, above all else, guard your heart. Do not let those whom I have not sent step into this sacred space and sow weeds. Do not allow disrespectful words, manipulative actions, or impure relationships to take root in your heart. Be discerning, be vigilant, and let me show you who is allowed to enter and who must remain outside. I know the breadth of your mercy. I know you long to open your arms to everyone. But mercy does not mean the absence of boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean allowing others to continue harming you. Love does not mean tolerating darkness. You are called to love in truth, and truth sometimes demands that you draw clear boundaries. As Jesus said, "Let your yes be yes, and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one." Matthew 5:3-7. Boundaries are not coldness, but wisdom to protect the soul. You have seen it already. When the heart is left open to false voices, peace disappears. When you allow toxicity to enter, clarity fades. When you let wrong relationships take space, joy is extinguished. That is why I call you to guard your heart. I have set you free, but you must keep that freedom. For the enemy will try to return, knocking through memories, through temptations, through familiar faces. He will whisper just once more. He will murmur, "Just compromise a little." But my child, do not open the door again. You have been delivered, remain in that deliverance. Protecting your heart does not mean building a wall to shut everyone out. It means knowing who I have sent and who I have not. I will teach you through the Holy Spirit to discern. When you speak with someone and your soul is lifted, peace floods in, and hope becomes alive. That is the sign of life from me. But when after each conversation you feel drained, confused, doubting yourself, that is a warning. Listen to your soul, for it speaks to you under my guidance. I do not only want you to be safe, but I also want your life to bear fruit. I desire that from within you flows a river of life, touching others, bringing healing to many souls. But you cannot pour out when your vessel is cracked. You cannot be a source of life while you yourself are being drained. Therefore I must restore, mend, and set you apart first. And once you are filled to overflowing in me, you will become a blessing to many. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring, whose waters never fail, Isaiah 5:8-11. This is my promise to you. You will no longer live in emotional lack, in need of affirmation, or in the absence of joy. You will live like a garden full of fruit, like a spring that flows endlessly. You will have abundance to love, to forgive, to give. And others will see the difference in you. They will ask, "What has changed?" And you will testify, "My God has set me free, has healed me, has made me new." My child, let this new chapter in your life begin with obedience. Offer me your heart each day. Let me search it and show you what to keep and what to let go. Be faithful in prayer, in the Word, and in my presence. For only when you stay close to me will you have the clarity to distinguish between true and false light, and darkness, love, and bondage. I have never called you to live in the middle ground. I have called you to step fully into the light. And as you walk this way, your life will become a living testimony to the world that my power is real, that my love is enough, and that freedom in me is eternal. My beloved one, when you have stepped out of darkness and begun to walk the path of freedom, the enemy will not sit still. He will try every way to pull you back, knowing that when you stand firm in freedom, you become a threat to his kingdom. He will not give up easily, and therefore I must warn you, so you will stay awake and know to be on guard. He will not come with a frightening face, but with the familiar. He will knock through voices you once trusted, through memories you once cherished, through temptations where you were once weak. He will whisper, "Just once more, just one more step, just go back and see." He knows you will not easily surrender your freedom to return to chains. But he also knows that by planting a little doubt, a little regret, he can shake your resolve. I want you to remember this. Anything that draws you away from peace does not come from me. Any word that makes you doubt your worth is not my voice. Any action that leaves you drained is not life from me. Learn to discern not with natural eyes, but by the Holy Spirit. For the natural eye can be deceived, but the Holy Spirit never errs. My child, discernment is a sacred weapon. It not only helps you avoid traps, but also enables you to recognize those whom I have truly sent to walk alongside you. The enemy will deliberately disguise himself, appearing as an angel of light, but his fruit will be revealed. Look at the results. The one who comes and makes your soul alive, that is life. The one who comes and leaves you confused, doubting, losing clarity, that is darkness. Do not forget, turning back is not always obvious. Sometimes it is subtle, like creeping vines that cling tighter and tighter until you do not realize it, until your peace has run dry. That is why you must always stay awake. Do not slack in prayer. Do not let my word depart from your lips. Do not let your heart be filled with the noise of the world and forget my whisper. Be sober-minded and watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter 5:8. This is not a warning to make you tremble, but so that you know the battle is real and vigilance is necessary. You do not fight alone. I am with you, but you must also yield your will and your mind to this holy alertness. Do not fear, for the power within you is greater than any force against you. I have placed within you my Holy Spirit, the one who gives you strength, love, and soundness of mind. When you are weak, call on my name. When you are confused, listen to my voice. When you are tempted, hide yourself in my refuge. My name is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. You will see that as you remain faithful in holiness, darkness will lose its ground. It may knock, but you need not open. It may lurk, but it cannot touch you. Remember, you are no longer a passive victim. You have been given authority. You can rise up and declare, "In the name of Jesus, I have been set free, and I will not return to bondage." When you speak in faith, all of heaven backs you, and the enemy trembles and flees. I call you to go further. Do not only stop at avoiding traps, begin to walk proactively in the light. Fill your heart with my word, so that there is no room left for darkness. Surround yourself with relationships I have sent, so that encouragement and love become a wall of protection. Let your soul overflow with my presence, so that anything not of me is automatically pushed back. As you hold fast to holiness, I promise to cover you. I will shelter you with my mighty arm. I will send my angels to guard every step you take. I will show the enemy that you are not alone, and I will make your life a testimony that whoever dwells under the shadow of the Almighty is safe. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. Psalm 91:5-7. Remember this promise, for it is eternally true. My child, I am teaching you that freedom is not just a moment, but a lifestyle. It requires daily vigilance, daily choice, daily obedience. But when you persevere in this, the reward will be great. You will live in unshakable peace. You will carry light everywhere you go. You will become an instrument in my hand to break the chains of others. Be steadfast. The enemy will try, but he will fail. He will knock, but the door will not open. He will prowl, but he will not touch you. For you belong to me, and no hand can snatch you out of my hand, my beloved one. At this moment, I want you to look back and see you have come a long way from where you once stood. You have stepped out of darkness into light. You have moved from bondage into freedom. You have journeyed from confusion into peace. And all of this is not by your strength, but by my grace. Breathe deeply, feel it, give thanks. This is proof that my word never returns void. I did not lead you out of chains just to leave you standing in a neutral land. I led you out so that you could enter the promised land, a life that bears fruit. You are no longer merely an escapee. you are a victor. You are no longer merely one who has been saved. You are one who carries salvation to others. You are no longer merely a receiver. You are a giver. This is your new season, a season of fruitfulness, a season of sowing and reaping in my abundance. I know there are moments when fear still lingers in your heart, fear that the past will return, fear that you are not strong enough, fear that old darkness will try to find its way in. But my child, remember, darkness only wins where it is given ground. You have now become my temple, the dwelling place of light. The light within you is no longer a weak flicker, but a blazing torch. And darkness cannot overcome the light. Live with holiness as your armor. Cover your heart with my word. Build relationships on truth, no longer on fear or manipulation. Let your life become fertile ground where I sow my seed that it may bear fruit abundantly. Do not fear loss anymore. Do not fear loneliness anymore. Do not fear the old doors anymore. Every loss I allow is only to make room for new fullness. I want you to understand freedom and holiness are not burdens but privileges. They are not a checklist of tasks, but the life of a heart set free. You no longer have to strain to live well. You simply need to stay near me, and my life will flow through you, transform you, and bear fruit through you. Like a branch attached to the vine, you will naturally bear fruit not by effort but by the continuous flow of life. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in them will bear much fruit. For apart from me you can do nothing, John 1:5-5. This is the secret of abundant life. Not chasing success, not striving to be loved, but abiding in me. When you are in me, holiness is natural, peace is natural, joy is natural, blessing is natural. I am enlarging your vision. You are not only called to guard yourself, but also to lead. You are not only called to protect the temple, but also to light up other temples. You will be the one who speaks truth into lives trapped in deception. You will be the one who lifts weary hearts. You will be the one who leads the lost back to the source of life. This is not a burden, it is a mission flowing from the very experience you have walked through. I do not ask you to be perfect to begin. I only ask you to be willing. I only ask you to offer your life, your wounds, your lessons, all of it to me. I will use it as material for miracles. I will turn what the enemy meant to destroy you into a tool to build others. You will see what once made you weep become the thing that makes you strong. You will see what once brought you shame become what makes you radiant. You will see what once stole your faith become what helps others find theirs. You cannot yet imagine all that I have prepared. You have only glimpsed a small part. Ahead are destined encounters, opportunities beyond your understanding, healthy relationships that nourish your soul. Ahead are mornings when you wake in true peace, no longer haunted by quiet fears. Ahead are nights when you sleep in stillness, no longer plagued by lying voices. Ahead is the season where you live in my truth and pour that truth out to others. Everything I speak to you is not to frighten you, but to strengthen you, not to bind you, but to free you, not to narrow you, but to expand you. When you walk in holiness, not only are you free, but your environment is transformed. My presence in you will spread, and the enemy will tremble. Do not live only as one who has escaped. Live as one who has been sent. Do not live only as one who avoids chains. Live as one who breaks chains for others. Do not live only as one who keeps peace. Live as one who brings peace into chaos. This is the time for you to shift from living defensively to living offensively, attacking darkness with light, attacking lies with truth, attacking hatred with love. I promise you, when you live this way, heaven will back you. My angels will go before you, preparing the way. My presence will come behind you, protecting you. My right hand will lift you up, and my left hand will shelter you. No enemy can bring you down, for you stand in me. No darkness can swallow you, for you carry my light. No rejection can destroy you, for you have been chosen for eternity. Remember, this is not just a phase. This is a new way of life. Freedom and holiness are not the destination, but the journey of walking with me daily. The deeper you go, the stronger you become. The closer you draw, the brighter you shine. The more you believe, the more you see miracles, and every miracle I work in you will become a miracle through you for many others. My beloved child, listen carefully, for this is an important word. I want you to understand that the freedom you have today is not the finish line, but only the beginning. You have broken free from chains, but you are not to stop here. For I did not create you merely to survive, but to live in power, in abundance, and in victory. You have already seen darkness tried to swallow you, but it failed. The enemy whispered that you would never escape, but today you stand here in the light. This means it fears you, because when a soul is set free, that soul becomes a threat to the kingdom of darkness. And I say to you, you are called not only to protect your freedom, but to open the way for others. Look back at the journey you have taken. Every wound that seemed meaningless has now become a testimony. Every tear that seemed wasted has now become a seed. Every long night you thought would break you has now become the foundation for new strength. Do not be ashamed of the past. Do not hide what you have been through. For out of the ashes I will ignite an eternal flame. Out of the wound I will bring forth healing oil. Out of weakness I will reveal my power. This new journey will not be without battles. The enemy will try many times, knocking at the door. It will not come in its old form, but disguised in other appearances, a seemingly harmless invitation, a relationship that looks beautiful, a door that looks like opportunity. But my child, I want you to discern not every opportunity comes from me. Not everyone who draws near is sent by me. Not every voice is the voice of heaven. That is why I call you to walk in vigilance. Put on the armor of the Spirit each day, the belt of truth to keep you from collapsing, the breastplate of righteousness to guard your heart, the shoes of the gospel of peace so that you may walk without weariness, the shield of faith to extinguish every flaming arrow of the enemy, the helmet of salvation to protect your mind, and the sword of the Spirit, which is my word, so that you may fight and prevail. This is not theory, it is reality for every day of your life. My child, do not fear the battle. Do not avoid it. For I have not called you to be a fugitive. I have called you to be a warrior, and you do not fight in your own strength. You fight in the power I give you. Every step you take, angels walk with you. Every prayer you utter, heaven answers. Every tear you shed, I transform into a sword to strike down the darkness. You are not alone. Remember this, your weakness is not failure. It is the doorway for my power to be revealed. When you feel insufficient, I am sufficient. When you feel small, I am great. When you think yourself useless, I work wonders. You do not need to strain to appear strong. You only need to surrender. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 1:2-9. I have appointed a mission for you. It is no accident that you were delivered. It is no accident that you survived all this. I kept you so that you might be a living testimony. You will be a voice of encouragement to souls in despair. You will be a witness to those who think there is no way out. You will be a flame lighting the path for a generation. I have placed a fire within you, and it will never be quenched. Do not think you must be flawless to begin. I do not wait until your scars disappear before I use you. I use the very scars to tell the story of restoration. You do not need to pretend to be strong. You only need to be true. That truthfulness itself will set others free. That truthfulness itself will become living water for thirsty souls. I have also prepared companions for you. You will not walk alone. You will meet faithful heart souls whom I have sent. They will not compete with your light, but join you in igniting it. They will not drain you, but pour out with you. They will not press you down but lift you up. I am building around you a community of light, a company of those who have been freed in order to free others. My child, trust me. You have not yet seen the great things I have prepared. You have only stepped into the foyer. An entire palace awaits. You have only tasted the first drop. An entire river flows ahead. You have only heard the echo. An entire symphony is waiting. Your future is not confined by your past. It is enlarged by my promise. My child, you have heard and seen that you were set free not to live a fleeting life, but to walk in power and maturity. Yet I do not hide this from you, that journey passes through testing. For faith, if not tried, remains mere theory. Only through testing does faith become pure gold, radiant, enduring, indestructible. When you choose to follow me, the enemy will rage. It has lost its hold on you, and it will seek to regain it. It no longer has lawful authority, but it will look for the smallest crack. It may use old memories to bind your mind. It may use your former self to stir your heart. It may use dreams by night, whispers by day to sow fear. But do not tremble, for I have said, the evil one does not touch anyone who is in me. 1 John 5:1-8. I want you to prepare your mind to understand this. Trials do not mean I have abandoned you. On the contrary, they are a sign I am training you. Look at Jobs. He lost everything, yet he held fast to faith. And in the end, I gave him double. Look at Abraham. He was tested to offer up his only son, yet in that testing his faith was proven, and he became the father of many nations. Look at Jesus, my very son, who was tempted in the wilderness to prove his faithfulness in all things. If my son walked through the trial, then you also will walk. But you will not walk alone. My child, do not be deceived by feelings. There will be days when you sense me near. There will be days when you feel I am silent. But I remind you, feelings are not truth. I am still there, even when you do not perceive me. Like the sun still shining, though thick clouds veil it. Though your eyes cannot see, the light remains. Therefore, when you cannot see me, trust me. When you cannot hear me clearly, hold fast to my word. When all seems dim, remember that the eyes of faith see farther than the eyes of flesh. Steadfastness is the anchor that holds you in the storm. Steadfastness does not mean never being weak. It means that even in weakness you do not leave me. Steadfastness does not mean never wavering. It means that even when shaken you cling to the rock. Steadfastness is choosing each day. Once more I will believe, I will walk, I will not turn back. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. You will think, perhaps it would be easier to turn back. Perhaps it would be safer to stop. But my child, remember this, turning back is not safety, it is slavery. Stopping is not rest, it is abandonment. I have set before you a future filled with hope. Every step, though difficult, brings you closer to fullness. If you quit, you will lose the good I have prepared. But if you endure, you will see the miracle. Steadfastness also means learning to say no. Saying no to relationships that no longer align with your calling. Saying no to old habits that once pulled you down. Saying no to thoughts that belittle you. Saying no to the lies that tell you you are not enough, not worthy, without value. Each time you say no to darkness, you are saying yes to light. Each time you reject falsehood, you make room for truth to reign. My child, I have promised a harvest, but the harvest does not come immediately after the sowing. Between sowing and reaping there is the season of patience, the season of watering, the season of tending, the season of enduring the weather. That is the time when I examine the heart. That is the time when I test whether you will be faithful before you see results. That is the time I teach you that your worth is not found in instant outcomes, but in the relationship between you and me. When you are faithful in the season of sowing, I will surely grant you a bountiful harvest. Let us not grow weary. in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. My child, do not grow weary. I know you have labored long, prayed much, waited through long seasons. But I declare to you, the time of harvest is drawing near. Do not give up just before the green shoots appear. Do not lose heart just before the flowers bloom. Do not turn away just before the door opens. I know there are days when you feel lonely, when no one understands you, when no one shares your burden, but I remind you, my angels encircle you. All of heaven rejoices when you remain faithful. And I, your Father, have never abandoned you. Even when people turn their backs, I remain. Even when others fall silent, I still speak. Even when the world forsakes you, I hold you close. You are not alone, never. Picture the future I have ordained you, standing firm, no longer in chains, shining like a lamp on a hill. Others look at you and find hope. You become a living witness that freedom is real, that God is faithful, that His grace is sufficient for all. Every step you take today, however small, is building that great picture. Though you move slowly, keep moving forward. Though you feel weak, cling to me. Though you fall, rise again. Do not let the enemy deceive you into thinking that falling means failure. Failure comes only when you refuse to rise. But each time you stand up, all of heaven rejoices. Each time you say, I will not give up, hell trembles. Each time you remain steadfast, my kingdom advances. And I promise you the reward will not be small. Not only peace within your heart, but abundance in your life. Not only personal joy, but impact upon many souls. Not only freedom for you, but freedom for an entire community. You cannot yet imagine it, but I have already seen it. The harvest about to come will make you forget the days of sowing with tears. My beloved child, I want to affirm once more, you are no longer a victim, no longer a survivor of darkness. You are an heir of light. You are a child of the King, a citizen of heaven, a temple of the Holy Spirit. This is not merely a beautiful idea. It is an unchanging truth. The enemy will try to obscure this truth, but today, I want to engrave it upon your soul. Your identity is glorious. You no longer need to bow under the weight of old guilt. You no longer need to tremble before voices of rejection. You no longer need to ask yourself if you are enough, for I, the Lord God, have chosen you, have called you, have anointed you. You belong to me, and no hand can snatch you out of my grasp. Remember my word, my sheep, listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand. John 1:2-7:28. When you understand this identity, you will no longer live as one borrowing worth from others. You will no longer wait for praise to know your value. You will no longer need human approval to feel loved. You already have the approval of your Heavenly Father. You have been sealed by the Spirit. You have been recorded in the book of life. What then should you fear? I want you to live with the awareness that you are anointed. Anointed means set apart, equipped, and sent. You do not live only for yourself, but to bring my glory into the world. When you open your mouth to pray, the heavens listen. When you rise in faith, heaven moves. When you touch someone with true love, chains fall off. You are called to be a lamp on a stand, not hidden under a basket. Do not think you are too small to make an impact. Do not think you are only a drop in the ocean of humanity. For a single ray of light can drive back dense darkness. A small flame can ignite an entire forest. A single Spirit-anointed word can alter the destiny of a soul. You do not yet know the power I have placed in your whispered prayers, in your shed tears, in your hidden acts of love, but heaven knows. And heaven uses them to write great stories. My child, your legacy is not only for this life, but for the lives to come. The steps you take today open the way for the next generation. The choices you make today will affect your descendants. When you choose faithfulness, you are sowing blessing into your lineage. When you choose forgiveness, you are breaking generational chains. When you choose to walk in the light, you are laying a firm foundation for many generations after you. The righteous leave an inheritance for their children's children. Proverbs 1:3-2. Believe that the sacrifices you make today will bless not only you but also those yet unborn. The tears you shed in intercession now will become blessings for your descendants in years to come. The steps of faith you take today will become a pathway for many souls after you. Do not limit your vision to the present. I want you to look far, to see beyond these brief days, to behold the eternal picture. For you were not created merely for 70 or 80 years on earth. You were created for everlasting life. Everything you do today echoes in eternity. And if you live in obedience, your legacy will shine forever, like the stars in the heavens. Rise up with holy confidence, not in yourself, but in the one who has called and equipped you. Do not let past failures hold you back. Do not let the lies you once heard cloud your sight. Do not let comparison cause you to doubt your worth. You are unique. You are necessary. You are the irreplaceable piece of a greater design. If you do not fulfill your part, the world will be missing the light you carry. My child, I give you an everlasting promise. If you walk with me, nothing can prevail against you. This does not mean you will never face hardship, but that hardship will not defeat you. This does not mean you will never shed tears, but that your tears will become seeds for joy. This does not mean the enemy will not attack, but that no weapon formed against you will prosper. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not consume you. Isaiah 4:3-2. This is my promise. No one, nothing, no power can separate you from my love. And that love will keep you, guide you, lift you, and grant you victory. I want to close these words with encouragement. Dare to live large. Do not shrink back in fear. Do not run because of your past. Do not wait until you are perfect. Step forward now. Let your light shine. Let your story become a testimony. Let your soul sing a new song. For you were created for such a time as this. You were sent for this generation. You were called to live, not as a shadow, but as a flame. And I, the Lord your God, declare the days ahead will not only be a season of survival, but a season of glory. Not only a season of healing, but a season of fruitfulness. Not only a season of endurance, but a season of conquest. If you take my hand, you will see doors open, miracles flow, and lives transformed. And you will know that every tear, every sacrifice, every trial was worth it. My beloved child, these are no longer ordinary reminders, but an urgent call from heaven. I am bringing you to a sacred threshold where you must choose clearly to remain in old cycles or to step into a new season of glory. No one can make this decision for you. This is where you must rise and answer me with your whole heart and your actions. You have traveled many roads. I have healed your hidden wounds. I have delivered you from invisible chains. You have heard my word in the night and felt my tender comfort in every tear. But now, my child, I do not want you to stop at that safe place. For freedom is not a destination, but the beginning of a new journey. If you remain only in healing, you will miss the glory of being sent. Remember Israel. After they were delivered from Egypt, they were not called to live forever in the wilderness. The wilderness was only preparation, not the destination. But because they feared, because they doubted, many of them died in the desert, never seeing the promised land. My child, I do not want you to repeat that circle. You have spent long enough in waiting and testing. Now is the time to cross your spiritual Jordan and receive your inheritance. I know this transition makes you tremble. Stepping out of the familiar always requires courage. There are things you must let go of, relationships you must release, habits you must shed. But I assure you I never call you to give up something without giving you something better. If I tell you to let go, it is because your hands need space to receive a new gift. If I tell you to release it, is because I want to lift you to a higher place. All this time I have been planting seeds in you. Each time you prayed, you sowed a seed. Each time you were faithful, you sowed a seed. Each time you forgave, you sowed a seed. Though you thought no one noticed, heaven recorded it. And now, my child, the harvest is drawing near. But to enter your harvest, you must leave the old field. You must trust me, step out of the barren ground, and move into the good land where blessings await. This is not only an invitation, but a loving warning. If you hesitate, you may miss a precious opportunity. Some doors open only for a season. Some graces pour out only in a moment. If you miss it, you may have to wait another cycle, and the cost will be greater. I do not want to see you weary from delay. I want to see you courageous, seizing this moment. Remember what I have spoken. Now is the acceptable time. Now is the day of salvation. 2 Corinthians 6:2. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Act, decide. Rise up. For every moment you delay, darkness tries to pull you back. It will whisper, "Not yet. You're not ready. Wait a little longer." But my child, that is a lie. If you wait until you feel ready, you will never step out. It is when you step out trembling that my grace upholds you. You are not alone on this road. I have sent my angels ahead of you to prepare the way. I have raised up companions for you, faithful hearts who will uphold and encourage you. You will not fight alone. I have already set a community of light around you, those who will sing with you, pray with you, and share your burdens. And even when no one else is near, I myself am beside you day and night, never leaving you. My child, obedience is the key, not merely hearing but doing. Not merely believing with the mind but walking with your steps. Like the people of Israel, the waters of the Jordan parted only when their feet touched it. The miracle happened in the stepping, not in the waiting. In the same way, if you only stand and watch, you will see nothing. But if you step, you will behold my hand at work. I have prepared for you a season of abundant harvest. You will see long-held prayers answered. You will see new relationships full of grace. You will see doors of work opening. You will see health, joy, and clarity overflow. But above all, you will see my presence in every detail. That presence will be your greatest treasure, your most enduring blessing, the joy no one can take from you. Do not let the lies bind you anymore. Do not let old fears grip you. Do not let false memories hold you back. Be decisive. Choose me. Step forward. For I declare to you, this moment is holy. This is the gateway into a new season. This is the line between darkness and light, between delay and breakthrough, between pain and victory. I promise if you step forward, you will see glory. Not human glory, but glory from your heavenly Father. Light will cover you. Peace will flow within you. Power will move through you, and you will know it was all worth it. Every tear, every sacrifice, every trial exchanged for eternal joy. My beloved child, as you stand at the threshold of a new season, I want you to understand that entering in is not only an outward act, but an inward preparation. A new season requires not only feet that move forward, but a heart trained, purified, and ready. For if your spirit is not yet steady, you will struggle to carry the weight of the glory and responsibility I am about to place upon you. Blessing and responsibility always walk together. When I give you more, I also expect greater wisdom and faithfulness. When I open larger doors, I call you to greater alertness and care. For not everything that shines comes from me. Not everyone who draws near has been sent by me. Not every voice is my voice. I want you to learn discernment, to know the true light from the mirage, the blessing from the snare dressed up as a gift. Darkness cannot steal what I give, but it will try to persuade you to lay it down yourself. It does this not with force, but with whispers. It whispers, "You don't need to commit so deeply." It whispers, "Just compromise a little. It's fine." It whispers, "No need to move yet. Wait a bit longer." But my child, that is the subtle trap. A small compromise today can become a chain tomorrow. A small delay today can cause you to miss an entire season of grace. Remember Esau, who sold his birthright for a bowl of stew. Too small a price for an eternal blessing. And he wept bitterly, seeking to reclaim what could not be restored. My child, I do not want that for you. Do not trade eternal glory for temporary comfort. Do not sell your inheritance for the cheap price of compromise. Do not let passing allurements steal what I have prepared for you long term. Look at Daniel. He refused food offered to idols, though it could have made him look foolish. Yet his steadfastness caused me to lift him up among the powerful. Look at Joseph. He refused the seduction of Potiphar's wife, though it cost him prison. Yet that very obedience opened the way for him to become ruler of the land. Look at Jesus, my beloved Son. He refused Satan's compromise in the wilderness, and that steadfastness crowned him above every name. So too, my child, I call you to walk in steadfastness, never selling your soul for ease. Do not forget to keep yourself from snares. You must walk with the Holy Spirit. He is the greatest teacher, the gentlest comforter, the most faithful friend. He whispers in your heart when you lean toward a wrong choice. He nudges you when you drift. He comforts you when you are weary. He encourages you when you want to quit. But to hear him, you must quiet your soul. Many ask for great miracles, but overlook the small whisper. They long to see the sea-part mountains move, prison doors swing open. But they do not realize the greatest miracle begins with hearing the still small voice of the Spirit. Sometimes I do not act with thunder, but with a gentle breeze. Sometimes I do not come through the earthquake, but through deep peace in your soul. Sometimes I do not answer with dramatic signs, but with sudden clarity in your mind. If you cannot learn to recognize me in the quiet, you will struggle to recognize me in the miracle. My child, do not only seek me in grand occasions, but seeks me in every ordinary moment. When you sit and drink a cup of water, I am there. When you walk the familiar path, I walk with you. When you lie down to sleep, I watch over you. When you rise, I speak new words. If you find me in the small things, you will see me in the great things. If you walk with the Spirit in every detail, you will find you are never alone. This companionship also means allowing the Holy Spirit to touch the deepest corners of your soul. There are pains you have hidden for years. There are wounds you have masked with a smile. There are sins you have been too afraid to confess. But the Holy Spirit does not come to condemn. He comes to heal. Light does not expose to shame, but to deliver. When something is brought into the light, only then can it be transformed. So do not fear when he shines upon the places you wish no one would see. Do not be ashamed when he reveals your weakness, for only when you acknowledge the truth can grace begin to flow. Let the Holy Spirit teach you to speak words of grace instead of bitterness. Let him teach you to choose forgiveness over resentment. Let him teach you when to be silent and when to be bold. Let him teach you to love even when you are misunderstood. The more you let him work, the more you will bear the likeness of Christ. And that is the highest purpose of your life, not merely to receive blessing, but to reflect the glory of the one who created you. This journey will have days of strong wind. There will be moments when you feel utterly alone, times when you are mocked, times when it seems the whole world is against you. But do not fear, for I have spoken. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. Isaiah 4:3-2. This is my promise to you. You will not be swallowed up, you will not be destroyed, for I myself walk beside you. Keep your eyes fixed on me, not on the storm. When Peter looked at Jesus, he walked upon the water. But when he looked at the wind, he began to sink. So it is with you. If you fix your eyes on the circumstances, your heart will fail. But if you fix your eyes on me, you will walk upon the waves. Do not let your gaze be captured by fear. Let your eyes be anchored on the one who calls you, and you will stand firm. You are drawing near to a season unlike any you have known. I am preparing for you sacred connections, great opportunities, and miracles beyond understanding. But you must remain alert, keep your heart pure, and walk in step with the Spirit. Otherwise, you could lose in a moment what I have prepared over a lifetime. I do not want that for you. I long to see you finish well, reap the harvest, and shine as my living witness. Let me cleanse the inside. Let the Holy Spirit illuminate every hidden place. Be decisive in letting go of what no longer belongs. Be watchful against the lies that whisper. Choose truth even when it hurts. Choose light even when it blinds. Choose obedience even when it costs. And I promise your reward will never fade. My beloved child, this is the moment I speak to you, the final words of this message, not as an ending but as the sounding of a trumpet that opens a new song. Everything you have heard, endured, wept over, prayed through, every time you have fallen and risen again, all has been preparing you for this very hour. For today I do not call you merely to be healed, nor merely to be set free, but to become a blazing torch in this generation. You are no longer a survivor. You are no longer the wounded one seeking shelter. You are now a warrior, marked by heaven, a witness of light. Every scar upon your life is no longer a sign of weakness, but a badge of victory. They are proof that darkness tried to consume you and failed. Proof that lies screamed, but truth prevailed. Proof that Satan sought to destroy, yet I, the Lord your God, delivered you. Lift up your head. Do not see yourself through the lens of the past. Do not call yourself by the names of old pain. Do not define yourself by what was lost. Call yourself by the new name I have given you, chosen, beloved, sent. I have called you by name. You are mine. Isaiah 4:3-1. This is the eternal truth. I now call you not merely to live an ordinary life, but to become a carrier of my presence. Wherever you step, the atmosphere will change. When you open your mouth, your words will sow seeds of life. When you lay hands and pray, chains will break. When you sing and praise, darkness will tremble. Not because you have power in yourself, but because my Spirit lives within you. This is the season of harvest, not only for you, but for those around you. Look around, there are souls, thirsting hearts, breaking people weary of life. I will send you to them. You will not go with human authority, but with love from heaven. You will not go to condemn, but to heal. You will not go to criticize, but to encourage. And when you go, they will recognize me through you. Do not underestimate your presence. Even when you think you are just a single drop in the ocean, I tell you that drop can stir the waves. One spark can drive away the deepest night. One prayer can change destiny. One small act of love can shake the heavens. So never think your steps are small. In my eyes, they are great. Do not forget, my child, you do not live only for today. You live for an eternal legacy. The choices you make today will echo through generations. When you choose faithfulness, you are breaking generational chains and opening a river of blessings. When you choose forgiveness, you are cutting off the cycle of hatred and planting seeds of peace. When you choose to walk in truth, you are laying a firm foundation for your descendants. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Proverbs 1:3-2. My child, I have placed within you a sacred flame. That flame must not be hidden under a basket, must not be covered by fear, nor extinguished by doubt. It was created to shine, to warm, and to burn away every shackle. I am calling you to ignite that flame. Do not wait until you feel strong enough. Light it even when your hands tremble. For when you walk in trembling, yet obedience, My grace will cover you, turning trembling into strength and weakness into power. I know there will be hard days ahead. There will be moments when you want to give up. There will be times when you cry out, "Lord, why me?" But I say to you, even in the darkest night, my light is still there. Even when you weep through the night, joy will come in the morning. Even when you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned. Even when you pass through the waters, you shall not be overwhelmed. You will not be alone, not for a single moment. I promise you this, your reward will not only be peace within, but abundance in life. Not only personal joy, but influence over communities. Not only life for yourself, but living water flowing out to many others. You will become a river flowing from my temple, carrying life wherever you go. My child, the time to choose has come. This is not the time to delay. This is not the time to turn back. This is not the time to compromise. This is the time to rise, to move, to obey. This is the time to answer the call. Here I am, Lord, send me. This is the moment for you to step into the destiny I wrote for you before you were born. My beloved one, I seal today's message with this promise. If you walk with me, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No accusation will stand before you. No darkness can stop your light. You will live, and you will proclaim the works of the Lord. You will sing, and your song will echo through eternity. You will go forth, and your footsteps will leave marks in heavenly history. And on that final day when your journey is complete, I will welcome you with open arms and say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with little. I will make you ruler over much. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Matthew 2:5-3. That will be your greatest reward, your perfect joy, your endless song. Go now, my child. Walk with me. Shine brightly. Bear fruit. Testify. Live as the torch I have lit within you. For you were never created to fade, you were created to shine. Thank you for listening to today's message. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that together we may receive the living word, build unwavering faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.